cell on blown-up charges. That stupid policeman! If I see him again... Yes? Alcatraz. Who do you wish to talk to?
Nico? Candice? Where have you been?
Staying with friends.
The boss is after you.
Thanks for the warning. Keep him off my back, would you?
I'll try.
Thanks. See you. Bye. I still hadn't found what was so special about the dead guy. I thought I should check my messages.
You have new messages.
Bonjour, mademoiselle. I've got a very important word for you. Soffits. Now, when was the last time you checked your soffits? I thought so. Well, I am calling from the Stop It Rotting Soffit Company, and I want to tell you about the Socket to 'em Soffit offer. A 50% discount on all soffits ordered before the end of the month. Just remember, your soffits say a lot about you. Why not let us stop the rot in your life? Oh, and don't worry about calling us. I'll call you back.
Nico, this is your editor. Remember me? Where in hell have you been for the last 2 days? What's all this nonsense about being arrested? Give me a call as soon as you get this message.
Perhaps I should make a call. I wondered if Andre might have any ideas.
Andre Lobineau?
Hi, Andre.
Nico, where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for 2 days.
The police arrested me.
What? Are you crazy? What happened?
They held me in the cells for 2 days on trumped-up charges, and then released me without a word of apology. I just hope the trail hasn't gone cold.
What are you going to do now?
Look for more clues, I suppose. There's a safe in the apartment, hidden under the floor.
In the coder's apartment?
That's right.
Seems to me you need to find the combination for that safe.
Andre, I'm going to get back to the investigation. Perhaps I should make a call. Better check in with my paper.
News desk?
Hi, Candice. Is he in?
He's in another meeting.
He phoned me and left a message on my machine.
I'll get him to call you when he's free.
Bye now. The clown's red nose was a clue that George and I once found. It made me think of him when I touched it. It was a photo of my old friend, George. I wondered what he was doing right now. Probably running a clam bake somewhere for his law firm. We had some good times together, and more than our share of dangerous ones, too. I considered leaving the apartment and decided to visit Vonnen's place.
She asked so many questions. Odd questions.
I considered
ask
leaving
me,
the area,
she wasn't really a reporter.
She knows.
but decided to remain
Are
here.
a witness. Not that I want to worry you.
You're right. I saw her entering the poor boy's apartment.
Shh.
That's her!
She reminded me of an aunt of mine. She wasn't a pleasant woman. Bonjour.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
I thought you'd been arrested!
They released me. I didn't kill him.
You made a mistake, Edith.
Oh, I don't think so.
About the woman you saw,
I'm looking at her right now!
are there any details you can remember that might help?
I told the police everything. Why should I tell you?
Because she tried to frame me for murder.
Ha! What do you take me for? A character in some kind of detective story?
She's had a nasty shock.
She's not the only one.
She did tell me something. Something she overheard Vernon say.
Go on. It could be important.
He said the power was building up. And he mentioned a manuscript. I don't know if that helps.
It might. Thanks. It was Vernon's front door. The door was securely locked. The window was now locked tight. The door was locked. The police had done a very good job sealing the crime scene. The flat had been securely locked up. I could see the key in the keyhole inside the door. I had to find out why Vernon wanted to see me, and why he was killed before he got the chance. This was an old trick, but it might just work. Let's see whether those old TV shows were accurate. Aha! Gently does it. It worked. The key landed neatly on the paper. The lock opened with a satisfying click. A girl should never be without a tissue. I couldn't hear anything. It was Vernon's front door. It led back out to the hallway. I had a pretty good idea who was going to be behind the door. Excuse me, Beatrice.
Why have you come here? Didn't the police arrest you?
They released me. I didn't kill Vernon, but I saw the woman who did.
What do you want with me?
I want to help.
Go away!
Here. I understand if you don't want to talk.
Thanks.
Can I ask you about Vernon?
He was very anxious to meet you.
What did he want to talk to me about? Do you know?
Not the details. He was acting so strangely.
Go on.
He said his life was in danger. Wouldn't let me come up to the flat. We had to meet in the gardens.
Why was he so scared?
It was those people.
Who?
I don't know. They paid Vernon to crack some old manuscript. I don't know why it was such a big deal. Anyone can see the manuscript on the internet.
So did he crack it?
Of course. Vernon's the best. He was the best.
So what happened then?
They told him to keep quiet. Threatened him. That was 6 months ago.
So he risked his life to speak to me. But why now?
He said it was all coming true.
What was?
He wouldn't tell me. The stuff in the manuscript, I suppose.
Do you know anything about Vernon's safe?
Only that he's got one somewhere.
You don't know the combination?
No. It would have to be easy to remember, though. Vernon had a terrible memory.
Really?
I used to laugh, because he was always asking me my birthday.
Go on.
What's your birthday again, babe? He'd say. 23rd of October. Same every year, I tell him.
Okay, Beatrice. I'll leave you alone now.
No, wait. What about that woman? What if she comes back?
Don't worry. She won't.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to find her and get to the bottom of this. Thanks for your help. Goodbye. If you think of anything, or just need to talk, I'm at 361 Rue Jarry.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
The door was securely locked. Piecing together the information from Beatrice, I figured that her birth date was the combination I needed. Et voilà! There were only two things inside, a hand-drawn diagram and a DVD disc. There was nothing else inside. I had the DVD, and now I needed to take a look at its contents. Going back to my place was the best option.
What the?
My God, that was close! That was the sports car I was looking for earlier. I considered leaving the area and decided to visit my apartment. My hands trembled as I slid the disc into the slot. What was so important that it got Vernon killed?
If you are watching this, Mouse, then, well, you know what's happened. The whole world is in danger, Beatrice. The manuscript those people paid me to decode had a secret. A deadly secret. Though I didn't know it at the time. You know all those earthquakes and the crazy weather I've been going on about? They were predicted in the manuscript. Turns out it's quite famous. Called the Voynich manuscript. People have been trying to crack it for years, and I beat them to it. Me, Vernon Blier. I haven't decoded everything, but what I've seen is enough. It talks of a power so great, it could destroy the whole of mankind. It flows continually around the earth along routes known as ley lines. The Chinese call them dragon lines. You know, an ancient civilization even learned how to use this energy, and it brought them great power. They became greedy. They lost control. The power surged. It almost destroyed the world. Beatrice, the people who paid me want to harness this power. And if they do, it is the end of the world. For real! You'll find a diagram with this. It's important, but I haven't worked out why yet. Two things I know are very important. Something called the Key of Solomon, and the strange phrase, devils and witches dance with cows on the Sabbath. The more I work on the manuscript, the more confused I become, and the more I fear for my life. Whatever happens, Mouse, I love you.
I'd wanted a big story. Now it looked as though I'd found one. But what did it all mean? I was going to need help. Perhaps I should make a call. I wondered if Andre might have any ideas.
Andre Lobineau?
Hi, Andre.
It's good to hear from you. I do worry about you, you know.
Oh, Andre, you are sweet. I've got a serious problem, Andre. I really need your help.
Tell me about it and I'll see what I can do.
The guy who died?
The one you went to interview?
That's him. He left me a message recorded onto a disc.
How terribly dramatic. A voice from beyond the grave.
This is serious, Andre. In his message, he says he managed to decipher something called the Voynich manuscript. Also, do you know anything about the Key of Solomon?
I need to see this for myself. I'll see you at your place.
Whatever happens, Mouse, I love you.
If even 1/10 of that is true,
We have to assume it is, Andre.
let's summarize what he's told us.
Something called the Voynich manuscript suggests that an ancient civilization used a power that ran through the earth itself.
And someone is trying to use that power today, possibly in the process causing earthquakes.
That strange diagram and something called the Key of Solomon has, as yet unknown, significance.
I have no idea what the diagram is, but I know about the Key of Solomon.
What does it unlock?
It's a fabled book that holds the wisdom of Solomon. What else was there?
Devils and witches dancing with cows on the Sabbath.
Devils and witches were reputed to have danced on the Île Saint-Louis.
Part of that island used to be called Île aux Vaches.
Cow Island.
There's a significant connection to the Île Saint-Louis. If we could only pinpoint it more closely. What could it mean, Andre?
We're going to have to be methodical about this.
You say the Key of Solomon is a book.
Yes, there are even ancient Hebrew manuscripts that are claimed to be the real thing. But genuine scholars doubt their authenticity.
Perhaps the real thing contains further information on this. What's the significance of the Île Saint-Louis?
I have no idea. Perhaps we need a connection to another piece of information.
Do you think there is a theatrical link to the island?
You need to do some research.
I know just the place to phone. What do you think that pattern represents?
It looks a bit like a spider.
Andre, this is serious. Do you think it could have anything to do with the lines of energy he mentioned?
Maybe this is where the power lines meet up.
Brilliant! That's it! But how does that help us? Perhaps I should make a call. Better check in with my paper.
News desk?
I need you to help me.
That's what I'm here for.
You're a casting actress, so you might know this. Is there a theatrical connection to the Île Saint-Louis?
There's an old theater on the island. I knew some people who were trying to get it reopened a few years back. But it's been condemned for the last 5 years.
Does it have a name?
Hieroglyph.
Thanks. I owe you one. Bye now. What could it mean, Andre?
We're going to have to be methodical about this.
Andre, do you know anything about a theater called Hieroglyph?
On the Île Saint-Louis?
Yes.
No.
I'm going to have to investigate then. I considered leaving my apartment. Andre, I'm going to hunt down some more clues.
It's a bit late to go poking around an old theater.
I'll be fine. Typical. Hello?
Remember me? Your boss?
Ah,
Where the hell have you been?
in jail. How come you didn't bail me out?
We're a bit low on resources right now, Nico. Which is why I have a new assignment for you.
I'm still working on the dead hacker story.
That's old news. I want you to...
I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
drop the case.
No! Someone framed me.
You don't get to choose, Nico. That's not the deal.
In that case, I quit. You know, I feel better for that.
There's just the question of how you'll pay the bills and eat.
Something will come up.
You sound like your friend, Georges.
The theater looked as if it had been abandoned for years. I wondered if it was really the right place. I was going to have to get inside to find out. The door was in a terrible state, but the lock was brand new. Someone was obviously still using this place. I peered through the window, but the place was too dark. The door was locked. I couldn't force it. I wasn't going to get in this way. The ladder looked like a possible way up, All I had to do was reach it. Locked. Probably from the inside. I wasn't going to get in there, but there had to be some way in. It was the red Jaguar that had nearly run me over. The killer clearly had the connection to the theater. It looked like I was on the right track after all. I could see the mask the traffic warden had described. I was in the right place, all right. The door was locked. I had no way of opening it, short of throwing a brick through the window. The billboard was attached to the scaffolding with a thin piece of string. It wouldn't take much to pull it loose. It was a gamble, but my options were limited. Well, I had untied the billboard, and nothing had happened. Maybe it was stuck at the bottom. It was an advertising billboard. It looked long enough to reach across to the other side of the alley, and that was where I had to go. The base of the billboard was attached by metal clips. Success! I was risking death with every step, but so what? I felt like I was under a death sentence already. God, that was close. I was trapped on the theater side with no way back. I couldn't hear anything through the door. The door may have been too thick, but I couldn't hear anything. The poster was half torn away and covered in graffiti. The eyes spookily followed me around the room, reminded me of the father of an old boyfriend. There was somebody coming. I had to hide. The popcorn stand was my only option.
I shall miss Paris, my dear. It has been charming, has it not?
I shall never forget it.
But the city is becoming unstable, and we have no need of this space.
When will we leave?
Soon. My plans are working out perfectly.
Of course.
Yao!
It seems that we have a visitor.
Is this the right place for the audition? You again!
Aha, so this is the girl. Petra, my dear, you must introduce us.
Nico Collard? Senor Susaro.
We have never met, and yet our lives have crossed.
For the worst.
In your case, that will certainly be true. Flap!
So, Bruno and I came to Paris. It was the first time I'd been back since the last time. I was on the trail of Cesaro and the dragon power. We waited till it got dark. Then Bruno led me through the back streets to the place he suspected. I waited while he checked the readings on his mysterious device.
My calculations indicate that this is the place.
Behind that wall? Are you sure?
My machine tells me it is there, and I have no reason to doubt it.
Okay. Well, let's get inside and take a look.
No, I am not going in there. I said I would bring you here, and that is what I have done. I am not going in there.
Bruno, you're just being paranoid.
No, It is only paranoia when they are not out to get you.
Okay, Bruno. You stay here. Bruno, are you sure this is the place?
Yes, here is the place the machine is indicating.
Well, if the machine said it was so, I wasn't going to argue. How's everything, Bruno?
Oh, everything is tickety-boo. Apart from the fact I have a crazy man trying to kill me.
Are you sure you don't want to come with me?
I think I will be better out here, thank you.
How reliable is that machine? I mean, how many of these Earth power sites have you found with it?
You understand nothing.
It's not about understanding. It's about believing. Hey, that machine sure is a piece of work. Homes in on ancient dust, huh?
You are quite a witty man, I think, Mr. Stolbart.
You know, I like to keep things cheery.
I find it very tiresome. Please desist.
Sure. By the way, this place doesn't look right to me.
But the readings are very strong. Maybe you missed something.
Bruno had risked a lot to bring me here. I wasn't about to go sightseeing. The door was locked tight. I'd have to find another way in. It was a large recycling dumpster. I wondered what sort of things the French recycled. The lid had been propped open. I couldn't close the lid from the ground. The window was latched inside. One of the panes was smashed, leaving a gaping hole. Suddenly, I was very scared of what lay ahead. Aha! The window opened easily. I found myself in a book repository. Nothing happened. It was a light switch. There was a box in the way of the switch. The room was just a storeroom. Deep scratches had scarred the floor. The trap door was set flush into the floor. A ladder led down into a well-lit passage. It looked like Bruno could be right. Hey, they got a show. It was some kind of a rehearsal. As a one-time director of the Idaho Players, I was no stranger to the thespian arts.
Where is it? We must have the location.
I tell you, I don't know.
Ah!
Let me do this properly. I know I can break her.
As you wish, Petra.
I'm not scared of you, you bunch of thugs.
Bravo. Ooh!
Senior Cicero, sir. Sorry to bother you.
Yes, what is it now?
We got a little problem downstairs.
Do be precise, Flap. What kind of a problem?
An intruder problem. A guy's getting killed problem.
Ah, just as I was getting comfortable.
Cesaro! This was no rehearsal. And the girl giving the Oscar performance was my old friend Nico.
This is very tiresome. You will stay here, Miss Collard. Don't try anything.
Some hope. What do you think I'm going to do? Ask the audience for help?
Flap, you watch her like a hawk.
Like a hawk, Senior Cicero.
The name is Cesaro. Senor Cesaro. Do try and make an effort, Flap, or I shall have to kill you too.
What's that? Who's up there?
I realized the thug would spot me if I hung around. The direct approach was out of the question. As soon as I stepped from the shadows, I'd be spotted. I had to find another way onto the stage. Whoa! The gangways were dangerous. They'd fallen away in places. It was a long way down. The rope held up the lighting rig. The lighting rig lowered part of the way, but then jammed fast. Hanging from the rigging was a sandbag, which acted as a counterweight. I hoped this would get his attention. Heads up, buddy.